everyone, my name is Angelica. I'm an artist based in Canada, and today I will be going through some of my sketchbooks. I'll do as much as I can before I get tired, because there's a lot of sketchbooks here. Let's do it. Starting off with this scrapbook I made, this is me when I was 6 months old. I wrote down, "This book is about a girl named Angelica Candido, so sit back and relax. Daddy's little girl, this is my family." So I'm the middle child, followed by a younger sister and an older brother. This is my mom and that's my dad. I wrote here, "That was the introduction to the first part of my life. Time to move on. Turn to the next pages if you dare." And then I left it empty. A decade later, I made sketches inside of it. A lot of my sketchbooks are unfinished, like this one for instance. This is the oldest sketchbook I could find when I was 7 years old. I first started getting into sketching when this girl I met at my friend's place was casually drawing these anime-like characters. Then I thought that looks so fun. So she taught me how to draw, and when I got home, I took the sketchbook and started drawing on this lined paper. One of my favorite things to draw back then were bubble letters. I loved looking at graffiti even though there wasn't much around me. Fast forward to 2023 when things took a 360 and I was painting graffiti for my city as part of a mural project. The younger me was fangirling inside. This book was a poetry journal for class. I made small drawings for all these different types of poetry I made. Another foreshadowing moment since I'm currently writing an art poetry book. Back then, I made art just for fun. I even took art classes in high school and learned the basics. These were some of my cartoon drawings throughout these pages, like Dharmao and SpongeBob, whichever ones I liked. This was an assignment to make a book of the elements and principles of art. It talks about all the basics from lines, shapes, proportions, balance, and all that fun stuff. I had to do another one of these books for college, which I'll show later on so you can see the different approach I used. This is my high school sketchbook. This one is my favorite page. It says create in the center with a bunch of random drawings. I even made a colored version of it. This sketchbook is filled with animal drawings, perspectives, live drawings, compositions for a project coming up, or figure drawings. These figure drawings were an assignment that our teacher made us copy from, and he would mark every single one according to how accurate it looked compared to the original. He wrote stuff down commenting like stiff, excellent, so he was really paying attention to every single detail. So then years after I graduated, I stopped drawing for some time, and when I broke up with someone years later, I began creating art to express myself. This one was the book of elements of design, which I had to make during my time in college. I believe that it's important to know the basics before moving on to the next thing. If you need help to learn the basics, I put together an ebook for you of the sketchbook I did. It gives real-life examples of my sketches as well as pictures and definitions of each of the elements of design. Moving on, this is one of the first sketchbooks I made during my time in college, and one of the first quotes that I wrote on it was, "When everyone is trying to be something, be nothing. Range with emptiness." I was drawing whatever I found interesting. Quotes, images, my surroundings. I even started writing my thoughts during the day. These sketchbooks are very therapeutic for me. Whenever I had a problem, I would vent it out using words or sketches. Moving on to the last book I'll show is this brown book. In this book, I tried to do the 100 days face challenge where I drew a face every single day. I also did master studies in this sketchbook. During this time, I was living in Turkey and studying with this famous artist there who was teaching me the fundamentals of how to draw from your imagination. A lot of it was also inspired by things I found on Pinterest. This drawing I had one day was an interesting concept I came up with in the morning, showing that we're souls trapped inside of a body. Some more face studies. Observational studies. I don't believe that any sketchbook is perfect. Just draw whatever you like. I tend to cut out a lot of pages for my sketchbooks to create collage work for the future. It also helps me with brainstorming ideas for concepts to use in paintings. A lot of these sketches were done using various mediums like pencil, pen, watercolor, honestly anything I can get my hands on. This part was pretty random. It contained like my school notes and a bunch of other things in it. This one is a charcoal study I did based on this woman I saw on Instagram. These were some more pen studies. And there's plenty more where that came from inside my drawers full of art. Even in this black bag, I filled it with drawings, sketches, paintings that I've accumulated over time. A lot of them were like master studies in order to familiarize myself with proportions, anatomy, and a bunch of other things. Anyways, that's it for the video. I will probably do a part 2 and part 3 to this. Let me know in the comments what you would like to see next. Thanks for watching. Bye!